A while longer in the financial space, and the Bank of Ghana has once again justified its financing of the budget post-COVID-19, saying failure to do so would have spelled doom for the economy. Now, speaking at the University of Ghana's 75th Anniversary Public Lecture on Ghana's Economic, the Need for Paradigm-Shift, Director of Research at the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Philip Abredu-Otu, said the Bank of Ghana had no choice but to save the economy from collapse.
From 2015, when we were on the first ECF program from the IMF, we've had strict zero financing memorandum of understanding between the central bank and the Ministry of Finance, and that has been respected from 2015 up until 2020 when COVID struck. And then we had to change the modus operandi. We had to provide some financing to government to deal with the COVID. And then this latest big shock, which Dr. Graham says is the biggest of all shocks, which also came in last year associated with debt. And there was some financing associated with that. But again, why the central bank did what it did at the time. Dr. Graham characterizes this as the biggest shock. And from the central bank's point of view, we realized we needed an economy to protect. So there were choices that had to be made. Should we allow the economy to collapse, or we should stick strictly to issues of fiscal dominance? And then who picks up the pieces after the economy has collapsed? But that financing that we did in 2022 went mainly to deal with investors, both domestic investors whose bonds had matured, and government needed to pay these bonds, and for which government had no resources. We had to step in as the lender of last resort and allow the domestic investors to get their returns. All the amount, 100% of that amount, was due to domestic bonds that had matured, for which we had to step in to save these domestic investors. And that is where the fiscal dominance issue came in. So yes, it came in, but we did that to save domestic investors.